Deep within the waters of our world seems to be a number of impossible to explain artifacts and creatures that have continued to baffle scientists as new discoveries are made every single year. Many of these discoveries come in the form of strange and alien-like deep-sea creatures, as well as the rediscovery of species long since believed to be extinct. Some of these discoveries, however, are far more strange and unexplainable in nature and have left many wondering the validity of such claims. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we will be going over 5 unexplained sea monsters that have been reported in the past and very well may exist in the modern day. The black demon shark. Though many researchers are well aware of the existence of an ancient shark species known to be larger than a number of modern-day species of whales, known as the megalodon, there continues to be dispute and evidence on whether or not the ancient shark species still exists in the modern day. Many believe that it would have been fairly impossible for the shark species to survive well after major extinction events and the changes in the pH levels of the oceans over time, arguing that no such shark could ever reach such a monstrous size again. This claim seems to be in jeopardy, however, as reports of a massive black shark, referred to as the black demon shark, has been spotted off the shores of Mexico's Baja California peninsula. These reports and sightings have been made by a number of fishermen across the Mexican coast that claim to see a massive black shark roughly 60 feet in length and resembling the build of a great white shark, but with that of a dark coloration across its body and a massively sized tail. Given the fact that many of these reports fit many of the modern-day recreations using megalodon skeletons, as well as their average tail size, it has led many to believe that it could be a possible hunting ground for the creature. Additionally, many of the fishermen that have reported the sighting have often been veterans in the field, never having once claimed such sightings in the past and having more than enough experience with different species of whales throughout the region. The Hook Islands Monster. Also referred to as the tadpole creature, the Hook Islands Monster is described as being a 90-foot-long sea monster that resides in the waters located off of the shores of Hook Island. The first recorded sightings of the sea monster took place back in 1964, when a man by the name of Robert Le Serec encountered the creature and took photographs of the encounter, providing evidence of the existence of the creature that was impossible to fake at the time. This has led to the creature and the gathered evidence as being a major point of debate amongst zoologists that argue that it could have been possible a gigantic oceanic manta ray, of which normally have bodies reaching longer than 27 feet in width, or perhaps that of an undiscovered massive underwater sea creature. Robert Le Serec also wrote that the head of the creature was large, roughly 4 feet from top to bottom, with an extremely long tail roughly 2 feet in width trailing behind it for the majority of its length. The Makara Sea Monster. With reports of this sea monster going as far back as to be included in ancient Hindu myth, it appears that the Makara Sea Monster has millennia of witnesses' claims to back up its existence. The direct translation for the Makara sea creatures means that of a water dragon, and according to the myth, was named so due to the strange creature's ability to live on land and in the sea. Interestingly enough, there exists a detailed carved image of the Makara sea creature on ancient Hindu temples more than 1,500 years old that seems strikingly similar to that of a modern-day artistic interpretation of the Stegosaurus. This has left many theorizing that perhaps it was possible that the creature was that of a Stegosaurus and that this provides evidence that dinosaur-like megafauna existed well past original estimates of extinction. Many zoologists have even theorized that the humid jungles located in Southeast Asia could have proven to be similar to the climate that such a species would require to survive and could very well be proof of the claim of such creatures existing well into the modern day. The gigantic octopus. Today, researchers are well aware of the existence of the colossal squid and accept the reported findings of researchers, scientists, and fishermen that have recovered bodies, evidence, and proof of the claims over the years. Such proof was gathered back during 2006, when the species was first recorded after a research team used a large research vessel and rested it off the costas of the Ogasawa Islands. There, they used large bait and suspended the bait from the bottom of the ship to keep it dangling in the area to catch the large creature. The experiment was believed to have initially been a success, as a large 24-foot squid came close to the bait and was captured on footage. Interestingly enough, it appears that this find was not substantial evidence or truth to the nature of the creature, with many claiming discrepancies in size and the variation in species as not being legitimate or being an illusion caused by the underwater camera. The truth would then not surface for another 6 years until, after years of searching, a group of research scientists from Japan's National Science Museum, along with a team of colleagues from the Japanese public broadcasting station NHK and the Discovery Channel, they discovered the location of the natural habitat of the giant squid and filmed the finding for everyone to see. This was when they discovered the largest recorded size of a giant squid, reaching more than 43 feet in length and weighing over a ton. Researchers believe that at much deeper depths, larger versions of the creature can exist that have yet to be viewed due to the darkness of the ocean depths and the vast distance that is impossible to cover in standard submarine vessels. Interestingly enough, this gives credence to the idea of ancient myths concerning a leviathan-like creature said to resemble an octopus and be more than 100 feet in length, with others describing it closer to that of the size of a small, low-lying island. This creature is known as the gigantic octopus and, given these recent findings of the colossal squid, is more than expected to be a real species living at depths impossible to visit in the modern era. The discovery of globsters. Oftentimes, it is no surprise to find a number of strange ocean life washing up on the shores of beaches from around the world. Additionally, many of these strange species coming from the ocean can range in all sorts of shapes and sizes, from dolphins to whales to sharks, and even to swarms of flooding jellyfish all across the beach. Interestingly enough, there are a number of cases in which impossible to understand species have washed up on beaches all around the world that are referred to as globsters. Globsters are described as being large white globs of animals washed up that have been reported as sometimes still moving or completely dead. This has led to many referring to these large masses as that of different kinds of sea monsters, though researchers quite usually believe they're nothing more than a form of mistaken identity. One of the most convincing cases, however, comes from an encounter of a globster referred to as El Trunco. Back on the 24th of October in 1924, a strange and unexplainable monster washed ashore after witnesses combing the beaches claimed to have seen an even more impossible to explain scenario playing before them. Out in the waves close to the shore, there appeared to be two large killer whales working in unison to attack an even larger creature in the ocean that not a single person standing watching could explain. The ocean monster was described as having a long and massive trunk similar to that of an elephant, a thick white fur wrapped around its entire body to that of a white polar bear, and the bloated and massive body of a small whale. Given the massive trunk extending from the face of the white furry beast, many gave the creature the name of Trunco, and believed it to be a strange monster unknown by researchers of the time. Despite the body rotting away on the beaches for more than 10 days with a wide variety of people visiting the site, not a single scientist or researcher went to the body, and none of it was preserved for future study. This has led many to believe that perhaps the creature was nothing more than a large whale and a case of mistaken identity. Given the fact that nothing could have been preserved of the location, however, it is hard to assume that the creature was a case of mistaken identity, and the witnesses that recount the tale say overwhelmingly so that that wasn't the case. Unfortunately, it appears that we may never know what the creature really looked like and where it came from, marking it as an impossible to explain ocean mystery. Today, many cryptid websites on the internet have removed the Trunco creature and accepted the rather half-hearted explanation of an old bloating carcass as the cause of the sighting, despite numerous witness claims more than detailing the strangeness of the creature. Today, there continues to be a number of globster sightings and strange white washed-up carcasses around the world that fail to fit the normal descriptions and body types of well-known oceanic species. But what do you all think of these incredible, likely to exist, strange sea monsters discovered in the modern era? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.